Mark Zuckerberg just showed us the uncanny valley of AI jobs, and we need to talk about it. So Mark laid off 600 people in the AI division. Mark likes layoffs. This is interesting because the people in the AI division that he laid off, as far as I can tell, are not the same as the people he just offered hundreds of millions of dollars to join the AI division. You might be wondering, why are we swapping talent like this? Why not pay the people who are already there hundreds of millions of dollars? The answer is actually that they don't have the same skill sets, and that underlines what I am calling the uncanny valley effect. We are starting to see a situation, I think, where people who are AI engineers, who are qualified in many ways to work on AI applications and build great things, are not necessarily as qualified as they were to work at major model makers like OpenAI or Meta. And that is a shift. We have not seen that before. And I think what Mark is showing us is that the requirements to be on the cutting edge are getting harder and harder and harder, at the same time as the number of jobs for just building and applying AI tooling are exploding. And so folks who have been laid off at Meta have lots of opportunities to find roles at a tool builder or at a company implementing AI. But I am not as clear if they can just jump to another lab. Some of them can and will. We have seen enough times where there's layoffs and like OpenAI snaps up some of Meta's folks, Meta snaps up some of OpenAI's folks. That is going to happen. But one of the things I'm going to be keeping an eye on is, do we start to see this sort of two-class structure with AI engineers, where some of them have 2025 techniques and are able to work at sort of cutting-edge model makers, and some of them, maybe they have 2023 techniques, they're familiar with 2025 tooling, but maybe they're not on the cutting edge, and they end up working for an implementer or a tool builder instead, which is still a great living, and there's lots of jobs, but it means that we have this weird effect where AI researcher and AI engineer they don't mean the same thing everywhere. There's this weird sort of uncanny valley between the model makers and everybody else on what they mean by AI engineer. So keep that in mind, especially if you're targeting a role at Anthropic or at OpenAI or at Google or at Meta. It is a strange time, and it makes sense to pay attention when you see layoffs in an AI division, because that is unusual, and there's usually a story behind the story. Good luck.